planets. Okay, this is part 2 out of 3. The third part's going to be putting the planets in our galaxy that we made in part 1. So we're going to use a new program. So on the keyboard, you're going to click or press with your finger F4. Not going to click anything. Next to Photoshop, we're going to click the DN, Adobe Dimension. Whoops, if that ever happens to you, hit F4 again. I clicked it and it like disappeared. Swipe over, click again. Okay, I goofed. So what Adobe Dimension is, it's a 3D program, and we're just going to take the planets. We're only going to make the planets, and we're going to take our 3D planets and put it over the galaxy that we just made. Okay, so this will pop up for Adobe Dimension, and usually people are confused. You don't know what to do. Just hit Create New right up here in the corner. Hit Create New like this, and in a second it'll pop open. And we have a couple things here. On the left, we have our tools. Okay, and then we have our basic shapes here. We're only going to need the sphere. And then over on the right, we have sort of all of our dials and controls and things like that. All right, that's all going to be stuff we're going to do later. So to begin with, what I want everyone to look for is the button that says sphere. If you see lighting or if you see one of these other things, we want this little cube button right here on the left. Click that. That's what we need. Okay, make it a little bigger so everybody can see it a little better. And we're going to take our sphere and we're going to take it and just drag it right in. Drag it in like this. Okay, and now you should be able to click on it and drag it back and forth. You can make it further away. Just by dragging it to and from, you can make it bigger or smaller. So I'm going to start with one that's really close in the front left right here. Really close to us. I know it's cropped off the edge, but that's fine. So the goal is here, you want to have a minimum of 3 planets, and I want them to be an odd number because odd numbers look better than even numbers. If it's even, when you're looking design-wise, it doesn't look as good as if you have an odd number of planets. So now I'm going to take my sphere again, I'm going to drag it in. So it's going to be kind of in the middle now. All right, I like that. We want it a little bit further away. So we have close up, we have medium, so close, middle, maybe another one back here. So I'm going to take sphere. I'm going to put one right kind of in the back. That's too far away. I want to pull it up. So now we have 1, 2, 3. We can even do one further in the back. Let's move this guy further away, way out there. Okay. And let's do one more. So we do 5. We have an odd number. That's what I want. Okay. Odd number. That planet's going to go back here. Okay. So now we have our odd number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spheres. And you look over here, we have sphere 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're all labeled. That's all individual. What we're going to do is we're going to put things on all of those planets. Okay, so to begin with, we need to decide to put something over each planet. Now, the ones that I find work really well is if I put rust over top of a planet. So I'm going to move over here and I'm going to open Chrome, and I'm going to have both things open, Dimension and Chrome. And I'm going to make a new window here, and I'm going to put in UNSPLASH, unsplash.com. Unsplash gives you really good high resolution, high quality photos that we can use. I'm going to type in rust to start with. Let's find, now don't use the one on the, see where it says iStock? This is an ad, it's here to trick you. So we're going to move down, we're going to scroll. This is an ad, don't click on this, but all these are available for us to use. This one's great. Okay, so once you find the one you want, there's going to be a little down arrow. Just click on that arrow. Click on it. It'll let you download it. Downloaded it right here. Okay, then what I'm going to do is click this yellow button here to minimize it. And we want to be able to bring it in this program in a minute. We're going to put it over top of one of these planets. So let's put it over this planet. So we're going to click on the planet so we know it's highlighted in blue, and it brings up this thing right here. What this does is if you click on the pink part, what it'll let you do is it's kind of rotate on its axis and it disappears into the ground like this. So hit Command Z, undo. We want to keep it where it is. The green, if we click on the green one, it's going to let us rotate it, but it's all the same, so it won't really matter. And then the blue one is going to let us put it through the ground over here. Command Z to undo. Okay. So up here, this is our first sphere, and what we need to do is we need to put our rust over top of it. We're going to wrap it around in 3D. So we have sphere, and then we move down to our actions, and what we want to do is we want to put that over top. So if I click on material, what you're going to see here is our base color. Right now our base color is kind of this grayish white. It's all right. So if I click on that, what's going to happen is this pops up. You can pick a different color for it. That still doesn't look like a planet. Okay, we can really pick anything. It's not going to look real. So what we want to do is put that rust image over it. So we go to Image here, and we're going to drag and drop right to here, or we can click Select a File, either one. You can click it, and now what we're looking for is our Downloads folder over here, Downloads, and we need to find the one that we just had. So if it's in a list and you can't tell, what you can do is click and go to Icons, and we want to find that one that we just had, that rust. So I'm going to scroll through and see if I can find that rust image. When I see it, I will stop, because I know, here it is, right here. Click on it. Here's our rust image. Click Open. And there we go. It wrapped it right around the outside of it. So our whole planet now is going to be this image. So good. We can get rid of this menu over here. Okay. We can get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. So move that down. And if we click on our planet now, what you're going to see, that menu went away. But we can rotate our planet or move our planet if we want. So rotation is over here. Okay, so we can kind of rotate and look all the way around the outside of it. And if you do that and you lose your other planets, go to Command Z, and it'll go back. Command Z. Shoot, that didn't work. There we go. Right there. Okay, I like that. That's where we're going to stay. All right, so we have our first planet done, and if you want to move them around at any point, you can always move your planets around. Okay, I can click on them, move them into space, and if you goof up and you accidentally click on something that's wrong, like you click on this one and put it through the ground, Command Z to undo. Usually it works. Okay, so we have that one. We have this planet done here. Now, if we go back here to Google Chrome, and now I'm going to put in something different. I'm going to put in moss. So let's scroll past that, because that's just part of an ad. We want to find a cool one of moss that we can wrap around our planet. We want to try to do a close-up. This is great here. So you can really do anything in nature. You can do moss, you can do bark. Anything that's like a close-up texture is going to work really great. So let's click on this planet here. We're going to put the moss over top of this one. Remember, you can move it at any point as long as you have your move tool. And we're now on Sphere 2. So we have Sphere 2 selected. Then we move over here to our material that's going to be over top. And right now it's just gray. So click on it. And right now our base color is this gray. So let's click on the gray. Like I said, you can make it whatever color you want. It doesn't matter. We want image, which is here. So click image. Now you can drag it in, or you can just click select a file. Click that. Now we have to find it again. Find the moss one that we just had. Try to find it. Oh, there it is. Click on it here. Click open. And there, it put the moss on the top. Now we see this weird seam right here. Okay, we see that. We don't want to see that. So can I rotate, put my mouse down to the green, and the green one is going to rotate it for us. So we want to rotate it so we don't see that goofy seam. So the green one, that's the one that's going to help us rotate the planet. It's the green one. Okay. So now we have two. We have our moss, we have our rust planet, and now we're going to click on one of the ones in the background. And then if we go way over here, we have filter by, and these are our models. The next one over is materials, so click on materials, and you'll see we have all these cool different materials that you can do. You can do plastic. So as soon as you click on it, it's going to pop up over here. Leather is always a good one. The problem is that they're pretty plain. They don't have a lot of texture to them. Glitter does. Glitter doesn't show up great. It renders later on. You can click on cedar. That one's pretty good. There's not too many that are that great. I like to wrap the planet with different textures here. So I'm going to move this, kind of bring it a little bit closer, and I'm going to try this veined marble. So there, now it's got the marble texture on it. We need one more over here. What's another one that looks good? Let's do whatever this one is, lotus. Let's do that one in the back. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we're almost done. We need to get rid of the ground because right now we have shadows, and these planets are not going to have shadows out in space. So we're going to go up here to environment, click on environment, and what we're looking for is ground plane. And this won't show up if you're clicked on sphere. So you have to make sure you're clicked on environment, and you go down here to ground plane and click this button to the right here. Click it, and now that turned off all of the shadows underneath. Watch. Whoops. wrong one. So ground plane, if I turn it off and on, you're gonna see the shadows go away. We don't want shadows because we're in the middle of space. So these are looking pretty good right now. Okay, everything's good. We have them rotated the right way. Now we have to get this into Photoshop, and here's how you do that. Once you're done, you move up to the word render. So design, render. Click on render. This will pop up in a minute. It's gonna take a second, and then you're gonna see this right on screen. All right, you'll see it pop up in a minute. Over here, it's gonna say export file name. You're gonna say planets, oops, planets, Mr. A, and quality, let's do medium. Medium should be good. Medium quality. And then the one we want is the PSD, Photoshop document, right here. And then the button we're gonna click is the render button. And once you click the render button, what you're gonna notice is, yep, there's our image that popped up. It's gonna look really crunchy at first, but what's happening in the bottom corner is this blue bar is going past, we're at 20%. What it's doing is it's slowly rendering, which means it is kind of like drawing and making our image as high quality as we wanted, and we picked medium. Medium's good. High takes way too long. Low quality is decent, and it goes a little quicker, but it's not gonna look that great when you put it into your final image. So you're gonna see it takes a second. We're at 47%, and that's fine. If we go to click on anything else like cancel or go back to design, it's gonna ask us if we wanna stop rendering. So right now we have our white background. What's gonna end up happening is we're gonna take this layer with all the planets on it and we're gonna paste it back over top of the background that we made. But it does take a minute. You're gonna watch down in the corner. We're at 93, we're almost done. Okay, estimating, and we're almost done. So in a second, it'll be totally finished. Okay, it's done. It took 57 seconds. Your render has finished and saved. Okay, it said it put it on the desktop. Right here it says desktop. Great. So I am going to go to File, save it, and we're going to call this one Planets, same name, Planets, Planets, Mr. A. It's okay that it has the same name. We're going to put it in our downloads, save. Okay. Now I'm going to hit this yellow button to minimize my program, and it's going to look like it disappears down into here. And that is the end of part